Matt Gaetz revealed that while he was on an AIPAC trip as a member of Congress, he found an AIPAC guy inside his hotel room.
Did he pack his bags?
Watch this. You want to hear it?
I went on that AIPAC trip. I went on subsequent trips. And there is an actual downward pressure from the leadership and even the committee chairs. Like if you're on the Foreign Affairs Committee, if you're on the Armed Services Committee, if you're on the Intelligence Committee, there's like an expectation that you go there in some sort of like, I don't know, congressional Hajj. And I remember being at I'll never go back. I was at the King David Hotel and I rolled back to my room unexpectedly when the rest of the group was still on some planned activity. And there was some dude in my room. I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing here? And he acted like he was associated with the hotel and taking an inventory, but had no clipboard. And so, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why they want members of Congress over there. And it is ideologically to steep them in this notion that the protection of Israel is of great import to people in America. But it's really not that important to voters. And that is becoming more clear on the right and left.
So it's kind of like maybe the guy was like a maid folding his towel into a swan. You know how they do that? Maybe it was turn down service. Or maybe they were going to give, maybe they're giving him a large Jewish chocolate like the nice hotels leave on your pillow. Maybe that's what that was. Matt Gaetz actually comes in. He retweets this and says, this is absolutely correct. I explained these events to my family in case something went awry with me. Ladies and gentlemen, awry. I reported this to my committee leadership at the time and was told it was regular. And I should never leave anything meaningful in my hotel room abroad as a member of Congress. Wow. Maybe the guy was a bachelor party stripper. And a bachelorette party stripper, and he just was in the wrong room. Either way, he's a prostitute. So this is not out of the ordinary for Mossad. This is regular that they do this. So this is a vassal state. I think that's the correct term.
He's saying AIPAC, so it's AIPAC is an American lobbying thing, isn't it? I thought, how would Mossad be allowed to operate AIPAC? Wouldn't that be not legal?
So did he say Mossad or an AIPAC guy?
It's an AIPAC guy.
Let's listen again.
I went on that AIPAC trip. I went on subsequent trips. And there is an actual downward pressure from the leadership and even the committee chairs. Like if you're on the Foreign Affairs Committee, if you're on the Armed Services Committee, if you're on the Intelligence Committee, there's like an expectation that you go there in some sort of like, I don't know, congressional Hajj. And I remember being at I'll never go back. I was at the King David Hotel and I rolled back to my room unexpectedly when the rest of the group was still on some planned activity. And there was some dude in my room. I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing here? And he acted like he was associated with the hotel and taking an inventory, but had no clipboard. And so, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why they want members of Congress over there. And it is ideologically to steep them in this notion that the protection of Israel is of great import to people in America. But it's really not that important to voters. And that is becoming more clear on the right and left.
So he didn't say it was an AIPAC or a Mossad. He just said there was a guy. He was on an AIPAC-sponsored trip to Israel, staying at the King David Hotel, and he come back early. There's a guy in his room.
Maybe from a different Middle Eastern country, like Dan Bongino once posited. We know he worked for a Middle Eastern country.
So we don't.
Which one?
Which one? So we don't know if it was Mossad or an AIPAC guy. But here, let's remember what John Kiriakou said. He said the worst people ever, the people who, even if you went there liking them, they would make you hate them. And here's his story about the Mossad and the Israeli intelligence.
Who is the most aggressive and the most deceptive?
Yeah, by far the Mossad. There's just hands down, there's just no comparison. I told this story on a podcast where two friends of mine with whom I worked at the CIA were transferred to Israel, and they were both known to the Israeli services. They were declared, what's called declared to the Israeli services. So when they arrive in Israel, the station chief takes them to the Mossad and says, you know my two people here. They're going to be here for 2 years. They're not going to be working against Israel, of course. the wife is going to work on Palestinian issues at the embassy, and the husband is going to take Arabic classes at the university. Everybody's happy. But then the ambassador has a welcome party for them, and when they get back home from the welcome party, somebody had rearranged all the furniture in their living room, just as a signal that, hey, we can mess with you anytime we want. And of course, they reported it. Several months later, the ambassador has a Christmas party. They go to the Christmas party and they come back, and people had defecated in all of the toilets in their house and left it unflushed. Now, why would you do that? Just to intimidate, just to anger, and just to show disrespect. Finally, another year and a half passes. It's time for them to leave. The ambassador has a going away party for them. They go to the party. They drive back to Jerusalem. People had gone into the house. The dog was whimpering under the dining room table. They had cut the dog's tail off, and they wrapped it in gauze and in medical tape. Now, why would you do something like that? What do you hope to accomplish just by treating an ally that way? And of course, the CIA has to go to the Israelis and say, stop harassing our people. And the Israelis say, okay. And then they're good for a year or two, and then they just start doing it again. But that's the nature of our relationship with them.
That is the nature of our relationship with the Israeli intelligence community. And that's that. There's nothing, we ain't going to do anything about it. And talk about the tail wagging the dog. What do you want to say, Kurt?
They circumcised their dog's tail. Why would you go to a Christmas party thrown by Israelis?
Isn't that funny?
As the CIA person, like, hey, these Jews invited me to their Christmas party. Did I just set no alarm bells off at all for you? Okay.
The Jews that spit on Christians is a matter of course.
A Christmas party, you say?
Of course, the people who spit on Christians are throwing a Christmas party. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and also,
by the way, I'm not making that up about the spitting. Like that was a natural. That's a daily practice. That's their thing, and they had to start telling their people in Israel, "Hey, stop spitting on Christians because it's losing us support to slaughter their cousins. So stop doing that. Not because it's bad, but because it's going to lose us support." That's really what happened. So that's a real thing. So
is it like good luck to them or something? It's such a reflexive
But
thing.
That's a true thing, right, Kurt? You've heard it. It's not. That's not news to you,
Ari
is it?
Shaffir used to tell me about it when Ari Shaffir went to yeshiva before he became a comic and left all that. But the people do it all the time, and he knows somebody. The guy spit on him. The dude grabbed the guy and spit on him. The guy was all freaked out, like he couldn't believe someone was even reacting to him doing that, which is really strange. And so you really have an ingrained thing of like, no, that's just what we do. We spit on you.
So, I don't know what's going to take for Americans to say enough with this Israel stuff. They certainly,
they have said it. It don't matter what you say.
I mean, look at Mike.
You don't have a say in it.
Yeah, that's right. Look at Mike Huckabee. Right, Mike Huckabee finds out that that the Israelis are being super unfriendly to Christians, to say the least. And he's like shocked, like, oh, they don't love us? No.
Well, he's still going along with them, isn't he? He's still going along with some weird red heifer plan that Speaker of the House Harry Potter.
I heard a statistic that, Arabs ran that land, Jerusalem, for, 800 years at least, right? And back then there was 80% Christians living there. Then ever since 1948, it's down to 10%. So apparently Christians got along with Muslims no problem.
Well, also so did Jews there. Everybody got along fine.
Everybody got along. It was all the Jews got along, all the Arabs got along, all the Christians got along. It wasn't until the Zionists, the Ashkenazi Jews, the Zionists, decided to set up shop that everybody started fighting and hating each other. And now the Christians have gone from somewhere around, check me on the numbers, but somewhere around from 80% down to 10%. So anyway, the point of this is that we are, the tail wags the dog. The tail is wagging the dog, and congressmen have to fear what a a client state of the United States, which is what Israel's supposed to be. But it's the exact opposite. We're the client state of Israel. They tell us what to do, and we do it. And apparently it hasn't reached a critical mass yet where people have said enough of this. Hasn't happened yet. We'll see.
Well, keep an eye out for Kabbalah bracelets because you'll be surprised who's got one on.
And it's not just about the amount of AIPAC money that they give to individual politicians. It's the threat that they will give even more to someone to run against them. That's the real threat. That, okay, we're going to give you money, of course, but if you don't take it and you don't do our bidding, we're going to give 10 times as much money to someone else to get rid of you. That's the real threat.
Or worse, or we'll use state-made fake IDs to frame you in a blackmail scheme against your dad.
Yes. There you go. We'll try to get you hooked in some kind of honeypot operation that you're not even a part of. Which is what they did to Matt Gaetz. Or Gaetz. I don't know how you say his name. I always said Gaetz, but
it is Gaetz.
It's Gaetz, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's over to Steph. Oh, by the way, if you like to hear my jokes about AIPAC
I sure do.
Control, you should come see us in Rutherford, New Jersey, or Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Chicago, Appleton, Wisconsin, Louisville, Kentucky, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Hey, what if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? That's right. Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket and finally getting a little breathing room. It's possible when you call American Financing today. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and there doesn't seem to be a way out. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt. You need to call American Financing today before you get to a point where you can't make those payments. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and consolidate debt, all without upfront fees. And their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise. In fact, it's simple, and it could save your budget this summer. Call now before it's too late. 888-804-0303. That's 888-804-0303. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Jimmy. Come see us on tour in Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, Chicago, Louisville, Kentucky, and Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.